astronaut. Here he comes. I wonder what's over the hill. Set the trap. What's that? We'll get him now. What is this place? Spring the trap. Into the jail with him. I must plan an escape. He'll never escape. Planet of the Apes Forbidden Zone Trap. Figures sold separately by Mego.
Welcome back once again, friends and neighbors. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Today, we have what I consider a special treat on the channel. Now, this playset was my absolute favorite when I was a kid. I had this set. This is not my original child-owned set. I had to get rid of about 90% or more of my toys when we moved across country at the end of the 70s, which is pretty sad in another respect because I was one of those kids that saved all the boxes for everything and I had them on display in my room. So I had the box for this and for all kinds of other toys from the 70s from my childhood. And I had to give them almost all of them away, especially the big toys. I was supposed to give away almost everything, but I managed to hide a lot of my toys, especially the Megos that I was able to smuggle out in between layers of clothes in the boxes that we packed. Believe it or not, that's how I managed to keep some of my absolute favorite toys, although I did have to get rid of quite a few of my other favorite toys. But getting back to the topic at hand, this Mego Planet of the Apes Forbidden Zone Trap playset, I loved this thing. This was my absolute favorite toy, and I can't explain why. I mean, I don't think it really has anything specifically to do with any of the functions of the playset. It's just, it was so cool because nobody ever made anything like this post-apocalyptic ruined building and how the apes had taken it over in the Forbidden Zone and turned part of this former auto garage into a jail and an outpost and a trap to catch humans coming through with this net and all this stuff. I just loved this set. So I picked this up, I don't know, maybe about 10 years ago from someone in a toy group that was downsizing his collection. That's where I picked up re-picked up a lot of my former Apes collection that I had to give away when I was a kid. So anyway, this one is in the box. I wouldn't say it was mint, but it's pretty darn nice. And it is complete. Although I can't remember if I have the instruction sheet, but we'll see that when we open it up. But all the parts are here. So there's really not much to show on the box. It's a huge box. So I can't even fit it in the camera unless I lay it down. Or I move the camera down, but then I have to back it way up. But anyway, we'll probably have to do that anyway when we build the set because it stands up almost as high as this box. It's 2 floors. So let's open this up, see what's in it, and we will put it together and show you all the features and functions of it. I did have this on display before I moved, so there are some things that are not in their original bags. I put them in like Ziploc bags, you know what I mean? And I'm sure it's probably dusty, so I'll have to wipe it off before I put it back on display. But it's mostly just cardboard, and then there's like a plastic kind of frame for it. Yeah, I'm not seeing an instruction sheet, but I know how to put it together, and it's not that hard anyway, even if you didn't know. It's pretty obvious. Well, you're looking at all the pieces here out in front of you, and I will show you them individually before we put them all together. But I did want to point out a couple of things. One, it's kind of strange. You got these two little shutters that had these parts that you poke out, but amazingly, those poke out pieces were still in the box that you popped out of these holes. And don't ask me why I saved them, but I did. And while we're at showing the little pieces, these are the clips that hold it to the base. But one thing that was really fun, here's the mechanism that does the trap for the net. Now, you may have noticed when I was pulling out, I got two of them. If you look closely, you can see there's a little tab here. And this is what how the net gets locked to the base, so it doesn't move when you're activating it. There's a little piece that slides in there. But strangely enough, this is the one I got with the set, and it was broken, and the piece was not in there. This is my childhood one that I actually saved from this playset that I had when I was a kid, because I thought this net thing was just so cool that I had to save it. And luckily I did, because I needed it for this set that I bought. So that's very odd that would be like the one part that I actually saved. And also the little clip that holds it in was mine originally too. I had it when I had saved it. I put this in here, and that's how I saved it. And I needed that for this set. So let's take a look at the rest of the pieces while we got it here, and then I will re-aim the camera and we'll start putting it together. So you've got the trap door here, and then this part here is very easily lost. It's like a piece of wood that slides in here that you put over the top of the, it's the other way it goes. Either way, it goes in there, and that keeps them from popping the trap door open from underneath. And then this here is your base that the cardboard slides into. This is the bar that locks the jail cell. This is the base for the little side room. As you can see, it's really dusty. I'll have to dust this stuff off. This is goes over one of the window openings, like it's a boarded up window. This is for the jail cell. This is the base for that room. This is the second floor. Just a piece of cardboard for it. And I'm sorry, that big piece I showed you before, that's not actually the base, that's the second floor base that piece of cardboard goes onto. These two are the actual bottom of the playset. Sorry for confusing you there. Here's two parts of the side of the jail cell, and then the door itself goes in the middle, and it will swing open, and then you put that bar in these little hooks here to lock it up. And then this is just the front part. It used to be the door for the office for the garage that they put jail cell bars on. And then here's the actual main cardboard of the playset itself. What's kind of cool is these doors here, you can see to go into the garage, this is where the trap is. They actually don't open and close, even though they did design them that they have, you know, pieces that meet up, so they do. But you lock them in place in the plastic base so that it's always open. But it's kind of cool. It almost would have been neat if they would have maybe made it so these actually worked. And over here you got a little window. This is a little side room, but it's got the little hole in the, it's not a window, the hole in the wall in the corner that you can spy through here and look for humans coming. And here's the other side here. Just get a better view of this when I adjust the camera. This is where that, this is actually on the jail cell too. This is where the that window boards up. I guess that's not a window. I guess that's another hole in the wall. Anyway, so let's adjust the camera and we'll put this together. Okay, we're back. I think you can see everything here as far as I can tell from the preview screen. So what we're going to do is, now let's put all this puzzle together. As you see, the cardboard's in pretty good shape. There's a little bit of a bend right here. And some of the tabs, especially on the second floor, are a little frayed on the edges. Some of the corners are like that. But, I mean, being cardboard and being 45 years old, it's in excellent condition comparatively. I mean, so what you're going to do is, you got to take these two bases, and you're going to put the outline of the set into these slots in the bases. And then you take these clips, which I never really bothered to use before. And those will clip in and hold. The reason I didn't is because they've never actually been installed. The holes are still unpunched where those clips go in, so I didn't bother to use them. But I think I'm going to put them in this time. And being stupidly anal, I'm probably going to save those little plugs that pop out. It's probably be easier to lay it down. We'll do a little one first. Oh, they didn't fall out. They're just hanging on there. Hard to see where the holes are because they're not punched out. So that's how those go in, like that. Then, before you put the second floor on, which actually goes this, which way does this go? It's been a while since I put this together. I believe it goes in this way. Yeah, that would make sense. Alright, but before you do that, you have to put these jail cell pieces in because they lock into the holes in the top. Now, I'm not sure if it matters which way this thing goes. Oh, yeah, it does. There are large pegs and small pegs. So let's see. Okay, the large pegs go on the top because I know this part goes this way. So that means the small pegs go on the bottom. I just remembered that I don't remember where I got it from. I think I got it on a lot on eBay, but I have an extra bit of pieces from this, and I just noticed that this one has a broken tab on the bottom of it. So I went and looked at my extra pieces, and sure enough, the other one that I have, the tab's not broken. Not sure why it's black. Looks like I got gum on it or something. But you won't see that when it goes in the hole anyway. So anyway, that goes down in here. Like that. Let me make sure these ones are okay. I don't have to check my spares. Alright. Good. This one goes here. This one's good. Goes here. And the door looks in good condition. Goes here. Okay. Now you have to put the second floor on, or the frame for it. Goes through all the little slots up in here, and all these little empty open holes. Goes where all these little tabs go. And then you got to also at the same time get all the tops of the jail cell parts into the other holes. So a little bit of a puzzle. Plus the tops of these front doors have to go into the slots in here as well. So you got a lot of pieces going together at the same time. This is why these tabs are usually frayed, because they're just a thin cardboard that you gotta slide through here with all this other stuff, and they get kind of ragged if you take it apart and put it together too many times. There's your second floor. Let's see. And you got your opening jail cell door. And then this here this is like the locking bar that they can't get out. Although I don't know why they just couldn't lift it up from through the bars and get out. We've escaped! Anyway. Then we've got the trap door. That just slides into here. And there's a little pin here on the door so you can open it up with your fingers. And like I said, you got the locking bar. I can never figure out which way this, I guess it goes through this side. But it's a tight fit, but either way you put it in. And you only got to get it so it just blocks the top of the door, so can't open it. So that's all that matters. That, and then you push it in. You get the idea. See, let's see. Okay, we can put the barricade over the wall here. Maybe I should get my hand in here so I don't push through the cardboard. There. See that? Okay. And here's the net. Now the net, you look on the top here, there's a little like round hole, and then there's like a little slot. So the round hole is where you stuff the net through. And then there's also like it's almost like a P if you look at it from underneath, or a B, a small B if you look at it from the top. And through the vertical line of the B, you put this part through, tilt it back, and then the little part over here that this little thing locks into goes through the slot to your right. Then underneath, you take this and you slide it in there to lock that so it doesn't fall out. Now this, well, let's finish building it and then I'll show you how it works. So then we flip it around. That's what it looks like from the front. Pretty cool, huh? And you just take these two shutters. They got like little hook shapes on the side of them. They don't close. They just slide into these little slots. But you can see it's like, oh look, the wind's blowing in the forbidden zone and my shutters are flapping. The only thing I don't like about this set, and I even kind of knew this as a kid, it seemed kind of weird to me. Let me grab Dr. Zaius since he's most handy here. Now, up here, as you can see, they can like peer out over, you know, because the whole roof is gone on this thing. But what building would put a window that you can't see out of? It's kind of like, oh, let me bend over here. Oh, now I can see out of the window. So that was kind of weird that they built that like that, but all right. We'll give it to them since it's such a cool playset. So let me show you how this net works. We also just happen to have the astronaut from the original Planet of the Apes collection. So we'll use him as the victim in the net. Now, Dr. Zaius, stay up there and be good. So what you do is you just pull this down. You hear ratcheting? There, you're down at the bottom of its run. And then you just spread the net out. Is it obvious that this thing has been in a ball for years? Anyway, you spread the net out down here like that. And then, oh, the curious astronaut happens to, oh, I wonder what's over here. Let me check out this forbidden zone here. So he walks into this net here. Doesn't see it, of course. I can't guarantee this is going to work the way I want it to, but let's find out what happens. He'll probably fall out of it. So then I'll show you this again from the other side, but there's a button on the top of this mechanism, and the ape would push the button. Oh boy, I'm going to push the button and capture this human. So like I said, I knew he was kind of going to fall out because just the mechanism, or the way that works, kind of caught him by his legs. But I'll show you in a different way. So let me turn this around. Get a better view. Here's the button I was talking about right here. Simply just push that. You pull it down again. You spread out the net best you can. It probably would work a little better if I could get this net to lay out, but it's so crunched up from being the way it was. But let's say he decides to take a nap under here. Now you push the button. He's captured. So now they come and they let him out. We got a human. So what are you going to do with him? Well, you got a couple of options. Dr. Zaius says, drop him into the dungeon. So you open up your little dungeon there, and hey, look, you can just drop your human right into the jail cell. There he is. And you shut the door and lock it, so he can't get out. Or, obviously, you could use the door. Put him in and out that way. So the other things you got here, you've got this little room on the side. Get that out of the way. Show you that. So it's just basically like a little, I don't know what it was originally, a closet or something. But if you put somebody in here, as you see, we can peek out this window here. There's a kind of a sneaky lookout. And then also, as you can see, the jail cell, the other side of it, right there, you can look out the front door here. And they'd never suspect that this is some kind of trap or a prison, huh? I suppose if they really wanted to, they could, whatever's to view out of this side, they could peer between the slats of wood. But there you go. That is the incredible, my favorite, Forbidden Zone playset. Forbidden Zone Trap, I should say. That's what the official name of it is. But, you know, let's get some more apes up here. Now, the human obviously wouldn't be up here, but... So I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed it. This is going up on my shelf now. I'm getting close to getting my ape display up. This is one of the final pieces that I had to put up, so I wanted to get the video done on it while I still had it in the box there. So thanks for watching, and there's much, much, much more to come.